Good morning, my darlings. Welcome to a new vlog and welcome to what I hope is going to be the beginning of a little bit of a spring series. I want to have a bit of a reset after the negative energy of what happened the week before last. I feel that I just want to have a bit of a cleanse of the mind, body, soul, home, wardrobe, everything, and in a way just reset in every way possible. That feels like the right thing to do, and spring, it's the perfect time to do it. I know that I am absolutely not the only one that's probably feeling like they want to have a little bit of a reset at this time of year. Something about firstly, I know I always talk about the weather, but to be honest, doing kind of resolutions in January to me has just never made sense. It's cold, it's dark, it's gloomy, and I do not feel motivated. I feel motivated now when the sun is shining, the temperatures start to warm up. I feel as though I'm coming out of hibernation, and you only have to look to nature and see buds starting to form, and the animals, Harold the Hedgehog has started to grace us with his presence again. And I think that as human beings, this is getting a little bit deep now, but as human beings with technology and everything, we have just made ourselves so far away from nature, and we've almost forgotten to do the things that should come naturally to us. Nature is pretty much within the word naturally, and yet I think because we are not as connected with nature anymore, we're kind of forgetting to do the things that should come naturally. And I think I just want to take myself back towards that a little bit. So that's at the heart of what I want to achieve with this spring reset. And today feels like a really good day to get going with a bang. So I thought it would make for a great vlog, hopefully, and maybe inspire you guys to do the same. So what I did this morning, goodness knows why, but I've been awake since 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why, but I woke up inspired, tired but inspired, and I wrote a list of 10 things that I would like to do to reset for spring. So do you know what we could do is I will pop them into a beautiful little one-pager. I'll pop an example on the screen here. This is going to be my tick list, and I will leave a download link to that down below, just in case that might inspire you as well, or if you want to just use it as a kind of starting point. So let's kick off with number 1 of my 10 ways to reset for spring. And this one is the most kind of loose and unmeasurable. They get a little bit more precise after this one, but number 1 is to set an intention for spring. I've made no secret in the past of how I love to manifest, and manifesting is essentially putting your thoughts and your energy and your actions towards something and then achieving that thing. And if you don't have an intention, then it just means that you're a little bit more, I guess, you're not really sure of your drive or your purpose quite as much if you don't have an intention. Your intention could be something as measurable as, my intention is that I'm going to go for a walk every day. Or it could be something that's a little bit more broad, as mine is going to be. And a good way of setting an intention is starting with I am. So what do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? It could be, as I said, a mindset thing, or it could be a physical thing. So my intention is I am cultivating a life of happiness. So that sounds really like big and overarching, but I can apply that to so many things. I like the fact that the word cultivating is in there because it reminds me of gardening, it reminds me of growing things, and it makes me feel very connected to our area. But also cultivating a life of happiness, it helps me to determine where my priorities are, and that can be real. Like, I love to listen to podcasts that are a little bit more educational, and the more I listen to kind of life happiness kind of podcasts, the more they talk about relationships with those around you. So in order to cultivate a life of happiness, that means spending time with loved ones, whether it's hosting the family here for Easter, or making time to see those friends that I haven't seen in ages, or maybe it's just, you know, spending more quality time with Charlie, with my husband. That is going to help me to cultivate a life of happiness. But it's also taking time away from work, which is so ironic because I'm filming this at a weekend, but for me, filming vlogs, it's the least worky thing that I feel that I do. It feels fun, and I feel very grateful that what I do for work is also something that I love doing. But I do need to take time away from that, away from screens, and spending time in the garden. I'm cultivating a vegetable garden and I'm cultivating a life of happiness. So just choosing to make time for those things, I think, is really, really important. But anyway, that's just number one, and that is setting an intention for spring. Number two, this is a really fun one, and it is to have a spring bucket list. I guess similar-ish to having an intention, but I've seen a few floating around on TikTok and on Instagram, and I've seen some that I really love. But it's such a nice thing to do on a sunny afternoon, and I really want to physically do this afternoon, to write a bucket list of all the things that you want to do this spring. And I recommend that you make them things that just bring you those everyday moments of joy. So it could be that you're going to visit a farm, you're going to go and see some baby lambs, or maybe you're going to go and pick some wild garlic, you're going to discover the joy of foraging. It could just be really lovely, wholesome things like that. It could be on your bucket list is to host an Easter meal, or to bake an Easter themed bake. This is really, really personal. I will this afternoon flick through some magazines and also flick through social media, I'm not gonna lie, and pull together maybe 10 things that will be on my personal spring bucket list. Up next is number 3, which is declutter your space. I think a great and really obvious way to reset for spring is decluttering your space. This is something that I really want to do today. It's something that I get really bad at staying on top of in the week. In the week when I'm busy, my work just always takes priority, and I will dump things in places that they should not be left. So I'll just leave piles of things on stairs, or like my sink in the bathroom is just full of clutter right now. So decluttering your space, it does wonders for your mind, and also for your productivity. So this, with the extra daylight and the sunshine, and hopefully the extra energy that comes along with that, now is a really fantastic time to declutter your space. And then linking onto that, my next one is to declutter your mind. And again, this is personal to everybody. Decluttering your mind could be just taking time away from a screen. For me, it's spending time in the garden when my hands are covered in soil and I can't possibly touch my phone even if I wanted to, because I've got compost all over my hands. It could be going out for a really nice walk. It could be going to do a Pilates class, or just learning a new skill. I've got friends that have started to do ceramics. I've got friends that have joined choir practices. Things that keep them busy and they're learning a new skill, but it doesn't require too much mental capacity. So they're able to declutter their mind and just kind of reset in that way. The next one is a big one, and if you watched my last video, you might be familiar with the outfit that I'm wearing and think, I think she filmed those both on the same day. You would be right, because my next one is to have a spring clean, and that is one of my main missions today. I don't know if I'll get it all done in one day. I doubt it, especially given my 4 AM start this morning. I think my energy levels will probably start to wane, but it is a fantastic time of year to give your house a really good deep clean and focus on those things that you don't do as part of your weekly tasks. So some of the things I plan on doing today are actually to dishwash all of these plates, because some of them, I'm not going to grab it now actually, but some of them in the far corners and things like this up on the wall, they just sit there all the time and they get greasy and gross, and there's just like so much that I need to deep clean that I don't do as part of those quick weekly tasks. So having a spring clean, when the weather's nice, you can get your laundry outside, you can open the windows, it feels good, and yeah, that is definitely something that you can do that can reset mind, body and home this season. kind of linking onto that is to update your wardrobe for spring. Now, it was last week's video, last Sunday, I started to have a real clear out of my wardrobe. I cannot do it all in one day. I actually find that I get decision fatigue. I can only make so many tough decisions when it comes to keep or sell or donate in one day. So I still have a little bit of spring wardrobe clearing and sorting and decluttering that I need to do, but I find it so fantastic for putting together outfits afterwards. Like now when I open my trouser area and I see them all in color coordinated, I remember what I've got, I can see everything, and I'm so much more inspired to put outfits together. So decluttering your wardrobe, another great thing to do at this time of year. This is very personal again to me, but I think that it's something that absolutely everyone can benefit from. A way to reset for spring is just to spend more time outside. This is something that sometimes we do have to make ourselves do, especially if you live in a high-rise apartment, if you live in the middle of a city. You probably don't just get to potter into the garden as easily as we do living out here in the countryside. So that's more intentional. It might be, oh, I'm actually gonna get off the tube a stop earlier because that means I get to walk through the park. Or, you know what, I am gonna take my laptop or my book or my notebook into the park or out onto a balcony or even just outside anywhere. And we get so many benefits from being out in nature, not only just clean air, breathing clean air, but our eyes actually recognize natural shapes like gnarly branches or the shape of a tree against the sky, and that signifies to our brain that we can relax. It helps us to switch off a little bit more. So there are lots of scientific studies about it, and also just getting that vitamin D on your skin is so good for you. So whatever your excuse, whether you want to go foraging or do a workout outside or just get off the tube or the bus a stop early and spend some more time outside on your way to and from work, then getting outside in nature is another great way to reset for spring. And who knows, you might want to continue it throughout the year as well. Maybe not winter, but that's why we reset in spring. Planning seasonal recipes, that is something else you can do to reset for spring. Reset your meal routine. Are you stuck in a little bit of a rut when it comes to your meals? At this time of year, everything is jumping into life. One of my favorites I can smell very strongly right now is wild garlic. This I need to finish using today because it's starting to look a little bit sad. One of my favorite seasonal ingredients. When you cook with seasonal ingredients, not only is it just fun and it offers something a little bit different, a little bit of variety, but nature provides us with what we need when we need it. So certain things that are growing right now, like for example dandelions and dock leaves, they actually have really fantastic cleansing functionalities to them, and maybe we've eaten a little bit stodgy, a little bit heavy food over winter and we're feeling a bit sluggish. The things that are growing right now, they actually help our bodies to cleanse. So nature really does give us what we need when we need it, and for that reason I love to eat seasonal ingredients. And it's just fun. It's just fun to have almost like an unwritten timetable of your daily, weekly meals as the year goes on, and it's always something a little bit different. It's always evolving, which is also so good for you from a health perspective. Updating your skincare routine. In winter you might need really thick moisturizers, slightly heavier makeup perhaps. I don't know why, but I certainly probably wear heavier makeup throughout winter. I guess I feel that I look healthier in spring and summer, so I feel that I don't need to wear so much. But maybe it's a new blusher color, maybe it's a new lipstick color. Then it's kind of interesting psychologically how different you feel when you've got makeup on versus when you don't have makeup on. And I think that it might just be the tiniest little change, like one addition of a pink eyeshadow or just using your blusher as an eyeshadow. It doesn't even need to be buying anything new. For me, I've switched from black to brown mascara. I've found a new daily lipstick that I love to wear, which I need to top up on. Yeah, switching up your makeup for spring is a really nice idea. And then finally, kind of relating to that, is to update your pamper routine. At this time of year, we've got lovely long evenings, and I love to just spend a little bit longer, whether it's my makeup cleansing evening routine or my shower routine. There are just things that you can try to make the time to do at this time of year, whether you're wanting to just get your skin really supple and glowing ahead of the summer months, or you want to get your tanning routine down to a T. Spring is a fantastic time of year to do that. This video I am really thrilled to say is actually in partnership with L'Occitane en Provence, and this morning I had the dreamiest of pampering mornings with their almond shower oil after a lovely long dog walk. So I'm going to whiz you back in time and tell you all about that. Okay, my darlings, Sunday morning pamper routine complete. Is there any better feeling? I feel so silky smooth, sparkly clean, and truly there is no better feeling. So when it comes to kind of resetting my spring pamper routine, I would say it's a really good time to take a look at everything in your shower. Have you switched out the razor blades on your razor lately? I subscribe to 𝑭𝒆 and they come in the post, so it's really easy to remember when to do it. I just treated myself to a new colour of it as well, which just feels a little bit more exciting in the shower. I've also switched up my shampoo and conditioner for something a little bit lighter but also hydrating, just to really care for my hair, as there is a little bit more colour in it at the moment. I was just drying my hair and halfway through decided that I was going to pin curl it at the top. So we've got a curly section, then we've got a straight section underneath. Never mind. A part of my spring shower routine, which brings me so much joy, is using my almond shower oil from L'Occitane en Provence. Not only because when I use this, it whisks my memories back to last summer. It was last July that I actually took a trip to Provence with L'Occitane en Provence. They have added en Provence into their brand name now, which I think is really lovely, because I think a brand's origin is a really important part of the brand story, and Provence holds so many magical memories for me thanks to this brand. So we actually visited the Valensole Plateau and we met Jean-Pierre, who actually grows so many of the almonds in the almond collection of products, whether it's the supple skin oil, but this for me is the star of the show. It is kind of a 2-in-1, so not only do I use it as a typical shower gel, I actually pop it, as you just saw, on my exfoliating gloves, and it creates a really beautiful lather. It's an oil, but as soon as you add water, it turns milky. I'm sure you'll have heard so many people raving about this, because it's one of those products that once you try it, you're like, whoa, no other shower gel will ever be the same again. It's super hydrating, so when you are showering and lathering, and in my case also exfoliating at the same time thanks to the gloves, it's also deeply moisturizing your skin, so much so that I sometimes don't even feel that I need to put on a moisturizer afterwards. At this time of year, I might be adding a little bit of fake tan into my routine as well, and if you want to maintain a really gorgeous tan, whether it's real or from a bottle, then having moisturized skin is really important, and this is super hydrating for the skin. Thanks to the almonds, thanks to that oil within this, it's just so nourishing for the skin. It leaves you smelling absolutely heavenly, and that fragrance will last literally all day long. Also just so incredibly softening as well. But what I absolutely loved, and that really kind of hit home when we visited Provence with L'Occitane en Provence last year, was how much They really take their role of being a B Corp very, very seriously, and the things that they do to support the growers, the local communities, and also support the land. So we met Jean-Pierre, and he was, if I can find any clips from last year, I will insert them here. He was so lovely. He had actually farmed that land for more than 20 years. It's a generational business, and at this time of year in April, those almond trees will be looking so beautiful. They will be in full blossom. I would love to know what those fields look like right now. We went in July, we could see the almonds as they were growing, and then later on in the year they will be harvested. But what was so incredible, not only to learn how Jean-Pierre is supported by 𝑥𝒤𝒻 for their continued business, but also how he gets education and information from them in new developments in farming. They really promote biodynamic farming, improving the biodiversity of the land. So it's not a case of them coming in and stripping the land bare of its nutrients. It's actually providing more to the land than when they arrived. One of the ways that they do this is you'll notice that in the almond groves, I guess you could call them, it almost looks a little bit wild in between the trees, and that's what they call a nature corridor. And it means that by leaving, oh, I had to change my battery just as I was getting really passionate. Yeah, so they leave these wildlife corridors growing between the almond trees, and by leaving the wildflowers and even the weeds and the grasses growing there, these are known as wildlife corridors. It attracts pollinators, which means they have to use less pesticides on the products, which in turn means that they're just even better for our skin. But also it means that when you grow things, farmers will do something called companion planting and use cover crops at different times of year as well, because these different crops not only add diversity, but they also add different minerals into the soil, which again means that the crop that you're trying to grow turns out healthier, more abundant. And I just thought it was incredible that, yes, biodynamic farming, regenerative farming, it's a bit of a buzzword right now, and it's something that a lot more people are talking about, and it's something that I'd never even considered this 5 years ago before moving to the Cotswolds, but it's something that 𝑥𝒤𝒻 have been doing for years with their growers. And you know, when you find things out and you're like, it just makes me adore the brand even more. So all of that in one bottle, incredible for your body, incredible for the planet. I just, yeah, it's so much more than just a shower oil, which is why I absolutely love it. So because it's just so lovely to use, this is a really easy way of getting just a lovely, simple, everyday moment of joy into your spring routine. Oops, I will leave this linked down below. The ingredients are over 90% biodegradable ingredients. It's vegan, and yeah, you will, I guarantee you'll just absolutely love this. It smells incredible. As you can see, I'm about halfway through this bottle. You can get refills as well. 𝑥𝒤𝒻 consider every element of their supply chain when it comes to sustainability. In fact, on the trip when we were in Provence, we realized that the actual place where so many of the products are created is just half an hour down the road from where so many of the ingredients are grown, and you could just tell that everybody loved the brand, believed in it, and it was a joy to work for. So yeah, just warm fuzzy feelings when it comes to this. So definitely one to try out if you haven't already. Okay, my darlings, it's almost time for my second coffee of the day, but first of all, I need to get prepped for the massive spring clean that I plan on doing today. But as I mentioned, that is a separate video because I feel like it's quite a mega thing. And I also wanted it to be a little bit of a spring clean motivation. So I decided to do it as a separate video, but I'd love to know how you felt about that. Did it feel a bit weird, a bit different to the usual content, or did you enjoy it? I thought it'd be nice to just have something a bit more long form, a little bit ASMR-y. I'm saying this having not even filmed it yet, that you can pop on, maybe even stick it on the TV while you do your spring clean. But it's all a little bit weird because as I said, haven't actually started filming it yet, and I think I'm procrastinating, so let's get cracking. First thing I need to do is make an all-purpose cleaner. I have been watching a lot of cleaning videos, and I've been watching quite like homesteady, homemakery, really wholesome, mostly Americans that live in Utah doing these videos, and something that they all do is they make their own multi-purpose spray. And because it's got vinegar in it, which is obviously a little bit, I was going to say nibbly, dissolvery, it dissolves stuff, corrosive, but not as harsh as that word sounds, I don't know, it's vinegary. It's very practical when it comes to making your own cleaning products at home, which I quite like the idea of. It's going to be so much more affordable and I know what's in them. So I did do one heck of an Amazon order, and I think what we'll do is have a section on my Amazon storefront which is my spring cleaning essentials. So the first thing that I got were these. Apparently with essential oils you don't want clear because that can make them fade a little bit more quickly. So what I'm going to be doing is mixing white vinegar, water and lemon essential oil in here. So first of all, 200 ml of white vinegar, 200 ml of water, and then 20 drops of lemon essential oil. I have no idea how many that is. Ooh, that smells good. So that was super easy to make, and this can do kitchen surfaces, it can do glass, it can do mirrors. Lemon is obviously smells amazing, but it also has the ability to cut through grease, so it's fantastic in the kitchen and around the house for cupboards and skirting boards and things like that. So this one I've now made up. I'm going to add that into my little basket, and the rest of them I think I'll just kind of make up as I go. I'm going to be listening to and watching other cleaning videos while I clean. It's like a whole inception of I'm watching someone cleaning and maybe someone else will watch me cleaning, maybe someone else will create a video of them cleaning while watching me cleaning, someone else cleaning. No. Maybe someone else will film a vlog while they are watching me cleaning, and while I'm cleaning I'm watching someone else cleaning. And maybe someone else will create a vlog of that. Oh, it's all a little bit crazy. Anyway, this is going to go in here. I'm probably going to reduce this based on where I'm going, but this is my little tray of eco cleaning products. So the essentials being, this will be a little bit repetitive if you did watch the last video, so I'll be really quick, but bicarbonate soda, white vinegar, essential oils, and I have decided already that geranium is my favorite. It smells so good. But lemon, yeah, cuts through grease, antimicrobial. It's a natural disinfectant and it just gets rid of stickiness. So whether it's little sticky fingers or sticky paws or sticky labels, then lemon within an essential oil blend that you've made is fantastic as a natural cleaning solution. So I've got my essential oils in here. I've got some of my microfiber cloths for dusting, and I'm going to trial the natural solution of using an olive oil mixture for dusting, so we'll see how that goes. Scraper for getting hard to get off bits off. I actually bought an entire essential oil set because I get obsessed with things, and then I've got these sponges which have got a really good scratchy bit on the back that's not going to be too scratchy because I need to do the 𝑭𝒂. I turned the 𝑭𝒂 off last night, so it's ready to go. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna now get cracking, and I guess I'll probably see you in a couple of hours once I've made headway, washing machine going, dishwasher going, and I've at least got a real hold on the kitchen. So yeah, wish me luck. It's time to spring clean. Okay, I have been filming the cleaning video for about an hour, and I feel like that's going to be the first 3 minutes of the video. Obviously everything takes so much longer than the video shows, but also I'm trying to get some nice camera angles, like coming up the stairs, putting the laundry out. So I'm basically doing everything twice because I'm putting the camera there, then I'm doing the actual thing. So Charlie's in the kitchen making some lunch, so I'm going to take a little break, and I just checked my Instagram messages and someone saw the story that I posted this morning of this really beautiful blossom on a blackthorn on the hedge, and they sent me a link to the Woodland Trust website, and they've got a page on their website where it says it's asking you, us, to record spring's vital signs. Now let me read some of this. It's talking about the climate crisis and how it's really urgent that we understand how wildlife is coping with the seasons as they're changing, with warmer temperatures and unpredictable weather patterns. It says that climate change has already accelerated spring's arrival by an average of 8.4 days in the last 100 or so years. So the Woodland Trust want us to help them find out whether the signs of spring are changing too. So if you've spotted frog spawn, a singing song thrush, or flowering blackthorn, then they're asking you to submit it onto the Woodland Trust website before the 21st of April. So there's still time by the time this video goes live. So I'll leave this link down below. I'm going to click add your record. What have I seen? A first flowering blackthorn. And here's my details. Oh, I don't know if it's going to ask for a picture or not. I hope so. County where the event was recorded. So we are actually on the border between two counties here. But that field, I think, is Warwickshire. What's the date today? Does anyone else still have to do that? January, February, March, April. This is completely not like part of the partnership, but it's just very, very coincidental because 𝑭𝒂𝒕 en Provence actually also partner with the Woodland Trust, and in their time they've donated over £150,000 to the Woodland Trust, which is incredible, and it's just helping here in the UK to create that habitat and maintain the woodland, which is an area that really does need our help and protection, and to restore and protect natural forests, as well as encouraging people to maybe plant their own trees. So yeah, I'll leave the link to the wildlife finder down below in case you've spotted anything, and I've signed up now to get their emails to help in any way, and I guess I'm gonna be on nature patrol from now on. My Dexy Char has prepared lunch. Fried egg, smashed avo on a bagel with some purple sprouting broccoli. Yum! Oh my goodness, that has been a day of extreme cleaning. It's now 7 p.m. I have been non-stop, I would say maximum 10 minutes of not even break, just like pausing to set a YouTube video live and things like that. Non-stop cleaning, and I have only done the kitchen. I can't believe it, but this house, it's magical, and I wouldn't change it for the world, but even the walls need vacuuming. I feel like that sums it up. So I'm gonna have to stop because I am so... oh, my hair's like, whatever. I give up. I'm so exhausted, and let me show you something. I have been, can you see? I have been wearing, I'm gonna take them off now. Oh, why did I do this to myself? I've been wearing ankle weights all day to do this. These are from a lovely brand called Onyx, ONYX, and I guess it just makes everyday things into a little bit of a workout. And seeing as we just did a walk this morning and not a gym session, let me just get this other one off. Yeah, seeing as we just did a walk this morning, I had planned on doing a Peloton. I thought I'm gonna make this extreme cleaning just that little bit more extreme, and then let's see how many steps I've done. Get a notification saying that my ideal bedtime tonight is 8:52. I love that. Caffeine window restricted. Do not tell me that the battery died. No, but I think when you charge it, it still remembers your data somehow. I really hope so, because I feel like today's stats are going to be impressive. Okay, it's charging. Hopefully I will get the data back. My goodness, I don't think I have ever needed this more in my entire life. This is the 𝑭𝒂𝒕 en Provence 20% shea butter dry skin hand cream, and my hands, I don't know if you'll be able to see, they look like little lizard hands. I did wear gloves for a lot of the cleaning, but obviously not the whole time. And this has got to be the richest, most luxurious hand cream of all time. So anyway, my darlings, I came on here to say goodnight really, because I don't think I will muster the energy to show you anything else exciting today. But tomorrow is Sunday. It's a day of rest. Even though I hate to not completely finish a job, I think that I'm not going to do any cleaning tomorrow. I'm just going to have a day in the garden, in the greenhouse, in my happy place. So I will maybe show you a little bit of our dinner, because Charlie's doing a gnocchi carbonara. That smell is so good. And then I will see you tomorrow for another beautiful day. We've got a blue sky weekend, so I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, my darlings. It is such a beautiful day today. It's been so nice all week, but when it's a work day, it's just not quite the same. There's always the pressure that you should be at your laptop, but it's the weekend now, so of course Charlie and I want to spend pretty much the whole day in the garden. This is a really busy time of year gardening wise. I have got trays and trays of my little seedlings, which look like this right now, and they are ready to get planted out. I just did, I have no, what's the word? Not shame, I have no, like, I'm not embarrassed to be embarrassing on TikTok. That is the platform where I'm just enjoying being really silly. I would say that that's something that I maybe don't show enough of here on YouTube. Like, I'm actually a really dorky person. So TikTok is where I let that be free and wild. But yeah, I was doing this, what's it called? Thunder. Is it called Thunderstruck? I did the Thunderstruck soundtrack to warming up to do the big plant up this weekend. It doesn't make sense unless you see it. Basically, I'm doing just silly gardening stuff on TikTok to trending soundtracks. But these are my seedlings. You can see kale in the middle there, kaleette on the top side, we've got chard down here at the bottom, and seeing as the warm temperatures are going to continue for a little bit, now's a really good time to get these out, which is so exciting. I've got plenty of little baby seedlings, so I'll probably plant about a third of them out, give them a really good water. This year I think I've been a little bit more tactical as to what seeds I've been sowing, because it's all things that Charlie and I both absolutely love to eat. So hopefully it'll be the most kind of, the best return on our time this year. That's what I'm hoping at least. And I've got lots of kind of tidying I need to do in here as well. Lots of bulbs that need replacing. Just kind of that first proper weekend of spring in the garden, lots of jobs to be done. So I've made myself a nice iced coffee, helicopter flying overhead, to fuel me up for a busy morning in the sunshine. come inside after, gosh, maybe 4 hours in the garden. I feel, I don't know how to describe it, that kind of like post day in the garden bedraggled. I think if you're not a gardener, the best comparison would be how you feel after you've been on a windy beach for a few hours. Like your skin is a little bit dry, you know your hair's a mess, but you don't really mind. Weathered, lightly weathered is how I feel. But I've just come into the kitchen because even though it's only 5:30, I'm going to pop in our dinner. I've got a 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 shepherd's pie. They are just absolutely scrumptious, and this takes 35 minutes, and this is what we keep in the fridge slash freezer as our kind of easy meal. Obviously we don't have delivery out here, and it's just so comforting. And I'm going to do it with some leek pea and sauteed beans. So in my little, this pan is perfect for this. It's one of the Our Place Always pans, and I lied to you in a previous video. I said that they only do sales on Cyber Week, and literally days after that video went live, I had an email from them saying Josie were doing a spring sale. So this set is now in the spring sale. I'll leave it linked down below alongside any discount codes that you might need. It's non-toxic, non-stick, and it's this kind of hexagonal whatchamacallit, so you don't need to worry about only using non-metal utensils, very hard wearing and dishwasher proof. This has been my most used one if you only want to get one. This is just amazing for sauteing. You can even fry. I do eggs, tortillas, omelets, and it's super non-stick. So the ends of my leek, of course I'll put these in a freezer bag to make my veggie stock. Just cut into little medallions. Handful of garden peas. These little clips are so handy. And then I am still working my way through my beans from the garden from last summer. So whenever I do something like this, I just grab a handful from this freezer bag. I must say, we are getting to the end of them being nice. They're starting to get a little bit freezer burnt, but waste not, want not. And then I'm just taking half a knob of butter and popping that on top. And to be honest, I'm just gonna leave that on the Aga until we've got 5 minutes left on the cooking time of the shepherd's pie. And that is my super easy, just want something comforting after a day in the garden, 5-minute dinner. Do you even know how much I adore you? Do Do you even know that your mother and father make up songs about you? Do you know, oh, that you're just the most gorgeous boy in the whole world? Mummy, stop making a fool of yourself. You're going grey on your chops. Oh, he's starting to go grey. My elderly sausage. I'm already grey. I've been rocking this look for a whole 8 years of my life. I've been rocking the grey look. Good morning, my darlings. Happy Monday. It's Monday, actually afternoon, and it's been a great start to the week. A very different Monday to 2 weeks ago. It was exactly a fortnight ago that we had the hack. Very, very, very stressful week. Last week also not great as we tried to catch up. We were like little swans. We may have appeared calm, but the whole team, we were like this, trying to get everything ready, or back to usual. And I think I have just about caught up with work. I was awake again at goodness knows what time in the morning. I think 4 AM today, just having time on my laptop to try and get back to inbox neutral, but we're there. So this morning actually started off in a really lovely way. I had a meeting at Soho Farmhouse, which is a real treat. I was planning on going to the gym before the meeting. That did not happen, but it was so lovely there. I go in real phases with Farmhouse. Sometimes I'll go there every week or every couple of days, and then sometimes I will go months and months, as is the case right now. That's a lie, we went for dinner a couple of weeks ago. I haven't been in the daytime in months, absolutely months. And today it was stunning. It was such a lovely experience. I took a few clips on my iPhone. It just looked absolutely gorgeous. It was very quiet, very peaceful, and everyone was just having a lovely time. I think it's so beautiful there, it really is. If you're the kind of person that enjoys looking at beautiful things and gets a real energy from the beauty of your environment, Soho Farmhouse is just stunning. My outfit of the day, I obviously didn't have heelless curls in when I went, but I thought, seeing as I'm going to do a couple of hours on my laptop, I'll just stick heelless curls in. Outfit of the day, I really, really like. It's giving Yellowstone, and I need to do that TikTok where it's like, my wardrobe before watching Yellowstone, my wardrobe 1 week after watching Yellowstone, etc, etc, and get a little bit more cowboy-esque as we go along. But this little jacket, I think, is such a nice lightweight, like if you're kind of into that American rural cowboy look, then I think this is going to be a really nice piece for spring. And then a little Ralph Lauren cable vest top you've seen many times before, and my Under the Stories jeans, which weirdly, since they've been washed, fit me better. Anyway, I have returned home to a very exciting delivery. It was at the beginning of this vlog, wasn't it, that I was talking about finding moments of joy throughout the day, and this is a very big moment of joy. This is a little PR, or not so little, PR gift from Lola's Cupcakes. And seeing as we've got the full Fashion Mongler team in the office today, it seems perfect timing. Actually, this is great timing because depending on how many are in here, we've also got Charlie's mum and dad coming over tomorrow. That smell of fresh cupcakes. I don't know how they managed to get them all the way from London to the Cotswolds in one piece, but they do. Can you see this? They come in these little holsters. That's adorable. Let's do an unboxing together. Oh my gosh, that is just the cutest thing I've ever seen. Pull here to open. Oh! Nifty! It's a carrot cake! This is so cute! Okay, we need to adjust the cake stand to put all of these in. Oh my gosh! This one's even cuter. It's adorable! Oh no, a carrot fell off. This one's even cuter again! This is such a lovely little treat. Thank you, Lola's. Your collections never cease to amaze me with how beautiful they are. Ooh, which one to snuffle first? Happy Easter, Josie. Take me home, country roads, to a place I belong, West Virginia. So apparently you can actually stay at the ranch where Yellowstone was filmed. I think it's a private home, but within the grounds of it, you can stay in Rip's cottage, or you can stay in the cowboy cottage. I'm going to put that on my vision board. That's going to be one of my 2025 intentions as opposed to a spring one. I would love to go to Montana. I would love to do an autumnal trip to an American ranch. If you watched Vlogmas 2.5 years ago, I think it was 2023 Vlogmas, when Charlie and I went to Tennessee, we stayed at a place called Francolin, and I've seen that it's going a little bit viral at the moment. Not saying that I inspired this virality, but I think I titled my vlog, "Is this the American version of Soho Farmhouse?" or I said something like that in the title, and that's exactly what's going viral at the moment, that people are like, I've discovered the Tennessee version of Soho Farmhouse. To be fair, it had actually barely even opened when we stayed there. I think it had been open to paying guests for literally 2 days when we stayed there, and it was like rough around the edges. They didn't have all the restaurants open. Certain things were not like even planted yet. A bit like certain parts of Soho Farmhouse, they opened it when there wasn't even any like planting around these rooms. So I'd love to go back there as well. Leaper's Fork was, it was such a gorgeous, like proper all-American, you know when you drive down and it's like white picket fences, big flags, people in their big pickup trucks. There was even an old cop car on the side of the road. It was just what you imagine America to look like in these old movies. And I think watching Yellowstone, I mean, I always love the US. I know that so many of you guys are from the US, but I think, yeah, Montana has definitely shot up there as somewhere that I would absolutely love to visit. #1 on my list is Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, Cape Cod. That is #1 on my list. I'm trying to persuade Freddie to come with me in the next couple of months, so if any of you guys also follow Freddie, drop her a message and just say, I really think you should go to Nantucket with Josie. That would be awesome. Anyway, which cupcake do I go for? I think I'm gonna eat, they're all beautiful, but I think I'm gonna eat the ugliest one first, which is the green and yellow. They're all so beautiful, but that one is just not quite the same vibe as the others. Very important taste test. Hello, my bunny rabbit. Ooh, that is a great frosting to cupcake ratio. Oh my god. It's even chocolatier than I expected. Sensation. Sometimes I accidentally end up just leaving the heatless curls in all day, and then why did I even bother putting them in if I'm gonna do that? So they've probably only been in for a couple of hours, but let's see. I have to say though, one of the main reasons that I'm using Hair and Me, these are hair regrowth drops, is because I swear that doing heatless curls has potentially given me a little bit of scarce hair at the front there. I don't know, I should look back at videos before I started doing this, and I don't do it that often, but the drops are great and I can already see a little bit of improvement. My hair was dry before I put these in and completely straight. I usually find that I usually find that a little bit of hair oil in the ends calms it down enough. I'm gonna pop on a nice summery dress and plant out my anemones, but yeah, I think a bit of hair oil will definitely calm this down. This doesn't even feel like my hair, it feels like Dickens' fluff, his fluffy bottom. I'm becoming more like my child every day. So I've just poured myself a glass of rhubarb fizz that Charlie ordered from the Newt, and it is delicious.
We should try and make some rhubarb cordial.
We should. Made with Devonshire spring water and a touch of Madagascan vanilla. Oh, it says perfect over ice with a sprig of mint.
Nice.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a sprig of mint. This is definitely one of those everyday moments of joy that I was talking about earlier in the vlog. This is absolutely delicious. The mint and the ice has made all the difference. Charlie just asked me to send him something from my phone and I said, sorry darling, I can't, because I actually have not reset up my emails on my phone ever since we got hacked, and I'm gonna leave it that way for a little while. I'm actually quite enjoying not having constant ability to access my inbox. I guess sometimes it's a bit inconvenient, like I have to go and get my laptop out, but to be honest, I think maybe I'm gonna trial keeping my phone email free for a little while. It's never gonna be work free because obviously I reply to YouTube comments and I engaged with Instagram posts on my phone, but I'm gonna try keeping my emails to my laptop. I always feel like I'm more in work mode on my laptop anyway, so it's probably more professional if they come from my laptop anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna see how it goes, keeping them away from my phone. So Charlie's actually doing, I think, a roast chicken for dinner this evening, and then we're gonna take the boys for a little walk. But in the interest of not working all the time, I'm gonna end the vlog here, my darlings. This feels like such a lovely place to end the vlog. So I really hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that the little spring 10 ways to reset for spring list at the beginning, which we will have as a blog post and a download if you would like it, link down below. I hope you find it useful and maybe it will inspire you or just bring you a little bit of joy. And don't forget about the beautiful L'Occitane en Provence products that I shared earlier, the almond shower oil. I still smell amazing from that. Overnight reset serum is another huge favourite of mine. The cuticle oil, so many favourites. Of course the hand cream has been a saviour, a gardener's best friend, or someone who likes to spring clean's best friend. But yeah, that's all from me, darlings. If you got to the end, leave the word rhubarb. My rhubarb is looking wonderful over here. Leave the word rhubarb in your comment if you got to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!